Good morning, dear hearts. Uh, we're at lesson 230, and it is the last lesson of this section with the special thought of what is forgiveness. Today's lesson is, now will I seek and find the peace of God. We're obviously reminded of lesson 200, that there is no peace except the peace of God. And I'm trying to do something a little different today to blend in the prayer of St. Francis, because I had mentioned it in a previous lesson and got quite a response that very many of you have an affinity, a liking. It's meaningful. The prayer of St. Francis is meaningful to you. And I can see how what the prayer of St. Francis speaks of is very much in alignment with about forgiveness and with peace. Because the first line of the prayer of St. Francis says, "Let Lord make me an instrument of your peace." Today's lesson is, now will I seek and find the peace of God. So we see right there that, how they can be joined. And then there's a list of things that are given, that St. Francis is asking that instead of this, I want that. Every single item, shall I say, is something that forgiveness offers, that instead of hatred to sow love, instead of injury, pardon, instead of doubt, faith, instead of despair, hope, instead of darkness, light, and where there is sadness, joy. Every single one of the shift from one to the other can be accomplished through forgiveness. Forgiveness looks upon what truly wasn't real, but what was believed to be real, and heals it. It heals the unforgiven thought, the thought that left us to believe in doubt and despair. The thought that we believe that something happened and was injurious to us. So the commonality here, I think, can be seen, that we can blend the two together. Forgiveness is this. It is an illusion. And because it's only necessary here in this world of illusion. But forgiveness is the illusion that ends all others, because it is a corrective thought. And when today's lesson says, now will I seek and find the peace of God, it is also asking to finally be corrected from the thought that I lost the peace of God. It's because it's the recognition, and it says, in peace I was created. We were all created in peace. We were created from that still, quiet, perfect, whole thought of God, as this lesson recognizes for us. But somehow along the way, we lost the belief in that. So now we must seek and go back to reclaim what we truly never lost. The prayer of St. Francis is asking for the same thing. It's asking to claim what was believed to be lost. And instead of the items of darkness and despair and lack, because they all are, to instead ask Divine Master, to ask God, our Father, to instead let me know that it is better for me to understand than to be understood, that it is better for me to love another than to seek for myself to be loved, because I'm seeking for something that I already have. And of course, the perfect line in the St. Francis prayer that blends in perfectly with A Course in Miracles, when it says it is in giving that we receive, because this is the message that we are continually being told and taught so that we may learn and know it. And forgiveness is one of those things that in giving forgiveness, that's how I know that I have received it. And in giving love is how I know I have received it. And in giving the peace of God is how I know that I have it. So today's lesson, it says it starts and it says, in peace I was created and in peace do I remain. And it is not given me to change myself, my big self, the big S self here. And how merciful is God, my Father, that when He created me, He gave me peace forever. This is, today's lesson is the recognition of everything that we already have, that we have unwillingly thought we gave away. But it could never be taken from us, because whatever God gives, He gives truly and forever. And so here we have that I'm going to seek and find what I already have. The second part, the part in italics, the prayer says that the peace in which your Son was born into your mind is shining there unchanged. I am as you created me. I need but call on you to find the peace you gave. It is your will that gave it to your Son. It is God's will, and God's will be done. We will know it. We will have it. We will recognize it. And we will find that peace that is already there, just as we are already home. I hope that helped. I've done this video several times because it didn't quite make sense to me. So I hope it does now. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, and please be here tomorrow. We start a new special thought. Namaste.